Good morning, Slotheads. What's up, everybody? Got, got a special guest this morning, Alex from Axelbox.
Good morning, everyone.
Welcome, welcome.
Bright and early. It's all good.
Yeah, what's so happy about it? Yeah, I've had wife and kid have been sick all week this week, so don't have anything prepared. So should be fun. I think we're just gonna push it off to tomorrow. Phew, how'd that go for you? Yeah. Yeah. All right. So Joe is muted. Everybody's saying they can't hear Joe. Can't hear Joe. Can't hear Joe. No sound, Joe. I can hear you.
Can you guys hear me now?
I can always hear you. Let's see if they hear you.
Yeah, I think,
Yeah,
I think
I can hear the both of you. What about, can anyone hear me on the remote
no,
end?
they can hear you. No, I know why. I fixed it. They can hear me now, I'm sure.
Mike says, "Perfect. We can't hear Joe."
Yeah. Morning, everybody. How you doing? You hear me now, right? Okay.
Ripple says, "Is that a bad thing?"
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, man. Fantastic.
Just not even giving you time to wake up before they dish
No.
it out to you.
Okay, I'm gonna go backwards. I was in the middle of taking roll call. We got soccer. We got soccer misfits of all scales. How you doing? You got Warren from Light Tech Slots. Mike, Big Oak Raceway. Why is Joe wearing Ripple's skull cap? It's not my skull cap. This is my skiing cap, bro. I knew you were gonna make a comment. It goes perfectly with my Harley Davidson, bro. This is part of the whole facade. We got Shallowfish in the house. Clearwater 124. How you doing, man? Vince Messina. Yes, you can. Thank you very much. We got Slotcar 67. Yeah, man. Looks like we said before. Ripple MB Auto Detail. Maurice. And who else we got? We miss anybody? We got So Fast, who I'm giving the award to the first guy to show up, the first shower upper awarder, because Ripple was in first, but it's not fair because we're up at the same time. Mr. Tucci got the Tucci Blues, killing it in the GRL, and that's it. We're caught up. If I missed anybody, like always, guys, apologies. We have Alex from Axelbox and Sunshine Speedways. If you guys have not checked out his channel, it's Sunshine Speedways on YouTube. He's got some really, really cool information. That's where I learned for the first time how to make that that track appear for Smart Race, and then there's that option for the sector cam. I was like, yeah, I had a good time. I watched that video
the
like
go-to tutorial for that.
Yeah, that was awesome. I watched it a few times just because it was funny, like how you put those.
Oh, yeah.
That guy like killed me. I was like, yeah. I don't know. It just the YouTube journey brings us.
Oh yeah. There's some creative options for sure.
It was good, but it's funny because that's exactly how I felt like when you were explaining it. I'm like, what? And it changes color. I'm like, this is perfect. And then at the time, you could just flip it, and then you have the little dots going around. I don't have any more real estate on my Monday Night Madness to do it. I'd have to get rid of. I mean, I guess I could. I'd have to get rid of the actual screen, the Smart Race screen in the bottom corner, and yeah. But no,
cool keep stuff. It like it is. I like the new one.
You like the new one?
Yeah.
They just the next feature they need to have is where you can have two TVs side by side and you can split the information. That'll be a nice, because there's so much information available, but to get it all on one screen, it's difficult.
Absolutely. We got Easy E just popped in. Yes, Easy E's doing a 400 lap race to celebrate 400 subscribers. I thought that was really cool. That's cool. That's double us, man. That's awesome. Go for it.
Tonight for NASCAR, someone donate 5 NASCARs for the race. Very cool.
Wow.
Get rid of the camera on you. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, get rid of mine. Thanks, John.
Brutal.
All right. So we have Alex from Axelbox. If you guys don't know what an Axelbox is or what Alex makes, I mean, instead of me explaining it, Alex, go ahead. Explain what you make.
Well, there's a few options out there, but the very first model that was ever made is a device that's geared towards giving those users that start with Carrera Digital the option to grow into the analog world without having to chip every single car. And it works just by chipping the lanes. There's no secret what it is. There's chips inside the box, and it just allows you to chip the lanes. So if you code each lane to a controller, you never have to code a car again. It's set right from day one, and as long as you don't change your controllers from something wired to wireless or vice versa, just the flick of a switch, you're in analog mode, and then you just drop your NSRs, your Slotits, Scale Auto, whatever it is, Carrera, anything that's old. I get lots of questions about whether they can handle models from like the 60s, 70s, 80s with these bigger motors, and so long as it's not like a cinder block on wheels, the chips are scaled decent enough to handle the current that those motors will draw.
Awesome. Because what are you using, 132 or 124 chips?
Only 124 scale chips. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if anyone has the 124 scale power supply, because they run 124 scale on their track on the digital side of things, the chips inside the box are not gonna.
They can handle.
They're not going to be over voltaged, and your cars are going to potentially stop due to some sort of burnout.
Yeah. Or putting or bringing power where it shouldn't be brought. But anyways, we'll talk about that another day.
It's a story for a different day.
That's not Alex's specialty. That's when we get back to your segment.
Yeah, that's my specialty. Like, this is a live wire. Where should I plug this? Oh, right here. What happened?
Yeah, I got a free terminal spot here.
I got a free terminal.
Sometimes you just gotta let the smoke out. Sometimes you gotta let the smoke out. That's how you.
Oh, that's the smell I like. Searching for
those control units. When they crater in the fiercest way.
No turning back.
Awesome. Just want to say hi to Curvy. Curvy, I sent you a message on Discord for the GRL. Please check that. We'll talk later today. And Lucifer Raceway has just joined us. How you doing, buddy? All the way from I want to say Switzerland. From
Sweden.
Thank you. Oh my God, my brain. I'm like my wife. What's my wife? My wife. What sort of nationality? Sweden. The flag's right there. All right. Toju Racing, how you doing, bud? Good to see you. And Benny Bennett, our local Canadian. Thanks, guys. Thank you for joining us so early in the morning. So, Alex, tell us, like, how long have you been in slot cars? What? How did you get into? What made you decide one day, oh, I'll just start making analog switch boxes?
This year will be the start of the fourth year.
Fourth year. Okay.
Right, yeah, I think 2022. I want to say is when I picked it up. Yeah.
2022. All right. And then, but that's when you picked up your first Carrera
digital set. Yeah. I was big into RC for pretty much all my life, and then when lockdown hit, all my RC kits just started aging out because no one was racing. So I did the logical thing, and I put it all up on Marketplace and walked into the hobby store with a big wad of cash and went, okay, what's the next hobby? And
that's always fun.
Yeah.
That's a fun day.
I mean, it could go any way from there, right? So the place I went to had quite a large display of digital cars and analog cars, and then they had their section of all the track kits, and I was like, why is this stuff so expensive? Like, I remember, AFX and Tyco as a kid. I had HO as a child, but it's like, these sets are like $600-700. What's the story with this? And I did a quick little YouTube search online to see what it was all about, and lane changers and pit stops and gantries and all these cool little features that they have. This is worth a try, and yeah, since then it's become what it is today. As you know, I can see in your backgrounds, it's the same story, right? You start with 2 cars, and 2 become 4, and it just kind of multiplies.
If 4 becomes 117.
Yeah, and then you find other kits that are on marketplace. Oh, you gather all these other kits to make the track snowball.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Yeah.
So your previous experience before that was basically like mine, like just HO. You had just had HO as a kid.
Yeah,
and
yeah. I don't. I'm sure 1/32 scale was around when I was a kid, but it probably isn't anything like it is today.
Okay.
Right.
Because I just that's weird. Okay, I just noticed my double screen. Okay, because I know that, and maybe we're jumping ahead. Because you're in the process of building a wood track.
Yeah.
An analog track.
That's right. Yeah.
Whoa. So you're diving like headfirst into this. This is
So okay. When I first got in to the hobby, I met a guy in the city that had a wood track in his basement, and that was kind of like the hook that really, really got me into it, because I saw what it was capable of, and I just had my plastic track. And so he showed me about tires, like, okay, yeah, you're running stock Carrera cars, they got the magnets in them. He says, bring that car here and you'll see how poorly it runs on a wood track. And then then he starts putting like, oh, this is called a slide it. Have you heard of slide it? No, I've never heard of a slide it before. Oh, okay, well, a little bit of the history of the car and Group C. Oh, this is Group C. Here's the poster on the wall, and you just look at these 20, 30 cars on this poster. Like, whoa, okay. This is big. This is bigger than bigger than the hobby store would show you what it could be, right?
Lead you to believe, yeah.
Yeah. And then, Christmas rolls around and my dad's, what do you want for Christmas? Like, oh, there's this slotted car that I drove. I'd really like something similar to that. But at the time I had just my track laid out on, I had 2 of these ping pong tables that I would just set up and take down in the garage, and I would just interchange the control units from analog to digital. And then that's kind of where I caught wind. Oh, there's this TechSlot box, and then that's get more familiar with what that device does. But knowing that those devices were they were no longer being made, so the cost of buying a used one just kept going up and up and up, and I was like, I got to figure out how this thing works and just make one for myself. And then that's
and then you said, hey, I got time to burn. Let me make stuff for other people.
Yeah. Well, I built 5, and then I built 5, 1 for myself, and I just sold the other 4 to whoever wanted them. And Travis, that slot car guy, was one of them that bought one of the first 5 boxes. And then just that word of mouth.
Yeah, that'll blow up real quick.
It's ballooned since then.
I bet.
I think I have one of your earlier models in
the one you showed me is the first iteration of the build. Yeah.
Okay, I could pull that out after. I want to there was a question by Tom, Slot Car Misfits of all scales. I think he was asking, what was it? Oh, did I just lose it?
Finding new people for the hobby, right?
Yeah, but I wanted to answer that question because where is it? Have you guys? It's easier for us guys if you just put a Q or a QQQ in front, so it's easier to see visually. Next time for questions, we don't pass over any. Have you guys focused on getting new people into the hobby, and how's that gone for you guys? Okay, so we're talking today. We're showcasing Alex and his axle box, but I think this ties in great because I think this is a great way to get either if you started with analog or started with digital to get an option, so you're not boxed in to one type of slot car racing. So I don't know about getting new people in, but it definitely Alex does definitely bring, in my opinion, definitely does bring options to the community, and the fact that he gives up a lot of his time to sit there and 3D print. Those of you who have 3D printed anything know that any type of even just printing the box itself, let alone wiring, takes up our time. So honestly,
Sure, yeah.
so Alex doing that for the community, I think is a big deal and helps just makes this community stronger, shows what kind of force we have and the good people behind it. So that's the only way I can really answer that question. As far as getting new people in, all of us here, the three of us, all have YouTube channels amongst other people in the chat. If you guys in the chat want to show Slot Car Mythicus of all scales what your YouTube channels are, by all means, guys, post them in the chat. It's not a problem here. And I think through that, people searching, because that's the new way to search now, right? It's YouTube. All of us here, when we got into Slot Cars, searched YouTube. So the more channels out there, the more information we can sift through. And I think that's the best way to get new people in. I mean, but the thing is, they got to come to YouTube.
There's one extension to that I can chime in on.
Absolutely.
So in the town I live, they have an annual collector car meet, and it's probably the biggest one in Alberta. It's
Wow.
called the River City Classic, and I would say every given year it's on a Sunday, and I would say easily there's 800 to 900 cars that'll show up, and it's people from all over, people from the U.S., all of Western Canada, and 2 years in a row I've set up a 20-foot by 10-foot booth and just make a little lean-to wooden table, and I set up a slot car track. The first year I did a 2-lane digital, and this year I did 2 separate 2-lane analog tracks.
Mhm.
And I just put the controllers at the front end, and I put 15 options of cars that people drive. And I would say with no doubt, there's at least 400 to 500 kids that step up to the table. They grab a controller, and I just go, "What car do you want to drive?" And they look around. I want that one. So I said, "Okay, this is your car. This is your lane." And I had a little box where I could actually vary the voltage on every single lane
Nice.
of the 2 tracks. So
Nice.
if it's like a young kid, just
Yeah,
full throttle, they don't brake, they don't slow down. So I just dial those lanes down and let them tootle, and then there'll be a father son, older kid. So I'll give them a bit more voltage and see kind of where their limit is on control. But you see this 4 people standing in front of you with this great big smile on their faces. It's like, okay, this is worthwhile. And sometimes you'll see the same kid 10 times. He'll come back, and the parents are like, "Yeah, we're back. Okay." And I was like, "You can leave him here. I'll charge you $20 an hour. You can go enjoy the rest of the show if you want."
Make him a marshal.
That's next
No,
year's.
you can pay me enough to take care of someone else's kid.
That's next year's plan. Is we'll start a daycare. I'll just put a little fenced in area. Okay, we'll take your kids $5 an hour, each one of them.
Just put them in the corral.
We'll just get some contractor fencing so they can't escape until the parents come back.
Get that bouncy house so they can just.
Yeah, but I mean, there's lots of people that recognize us from the year before, and next year this wood track that I'm building, it's mobile enough that I could probably get it on a flat deck trailer. So that might be next year's track, is my 16-foot by 7-foot wood track.
Does nobody ask you if you have track for sale?
All the time.
So it looks like you need a sponsorship. Looks like you need to start making commissions.
So the local shop that supports us quite well, our local club, I just push them to go to them, buy their tracks, buy their cars. I mean, as much as I'd love to start a hobby store one day, I just got too much on me. And there's too many other players in the game out here that have done it for 30 plus years for me to even get started. It's
because you're in Edmonton, Alberta.
Close to Calgary.
Oh, Calgary, Alberta. So yeah, that's right. Yeah. And then okay, that's pretty awesome. There's nothing like that here. I mean, I'm just lucky to find this underground circuit of wood tracks, and even then it's hard to get to everyone's track. So that's fantastic. That's amazing that you can do that. So we spoke about the Axle Box. Mm-hmm. That's one product, just switching over. But you build other things.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have other
So
products. Let's go through the line.
just bear with me 2 seconds. I've got
Yeah.
some samples over here that I can show.
No problem. We'll get to the chat. Marketplace Calgary. Yeah, man. Benny, aren't you from Calgary? Because you're West Coast.
Joe, we had a couple of questions that you.
Oh,
First
did I miss?
one is from Anders.
Yeah.
He wanted to know what the question was, and then we also had one that they want. G Money wants to know: Can you see? Can you see this question? Okay, with 6 Q's in front of it for you. So just want to make sure we didn't miss those. They're showing up. They're showing up.
Okay, here's a real question
There's
from
a
a real viewer, you guys. Who needs Raul when I got friends like you guys? Who needs Raul when I got friends like you?
It's available today, Vince.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah,
Vince was
there's.
very interested.
It was in the prototype stage. Joe's got the first of its kind, but pending any feedback from Joe, I don't see any reason that it can't be, continued to be produced and issued out to those that are interested in it. For those that don't know what the True 2 is, it's basically an option to get true analog into your Carrera digital track that already has an axle box or a tech slot box with the minimal amount of work on the user end. There are options. There's always a hands-on do-it-yourself option to get that integrated into your track. But I mean, Joe, as you figured out that one wiring issue can cause a $100-some-odd Carrera control unit to crater, and that's
but that was 100%. So I mean, okay, we'll put it on the table. In the middle of the process, once I had the True 2 up and running, something happened. I figured out an option that was actually on the tech slot box that I didn't realize was there. And in a moment of insanity, I plugged the tech slot box into the True 2. Let's just call it like that without explaining what plugged into what. So I made a loop and I fried my CU. So that was 100% user error. There is nothing in Alex's instructions, and I'm saying, and it's not because you're on the thing. There is nothing because the True 2 was working, but there's nothing in Alex's instructions that would even allow for that type of mistake. So as long as
sorry, Joe, I wasn't meaning to
He had his
throw you under the bus there.
No, not at all. It was a learning experience, and honestly, I'm glad it happened because it led me down another hole, and it made me realize these CUs, there's nothing to them, guys. Yeah. And I realized also later that I didn't have to do any soldering. You can actually do this project with 0 soldering,
right?
Because of the way the Carrera clips are in the rails. And I should have shown that in my video. And now, obviously, hindsight 2020,
that you can just crimp them because you're not soldering to the board. You're connecting to those wires. So
yeah,
exactly. You just cut them and put those. I actually have a crimp here in front of me.
That's much less scary than some other.
These little tunnel,
these little splice.
Yeah, butt splices, exactly. Yeah. And as long as you have a good pair of pliers, I mean, if you have the proper tool, it's always better. But those are expensive. So you put one in the wire there, and these are small enough. I think the reds are even a little smaller, and they fit in the CU. And worst case scenario, you cut out a little notch in the back plate, and that's it. Oh, and your biggest tool that you need is a 2.0 hex to open that special screw that Carrera has.
That's right.
In the back, which I'll show people unless you have one there. But and that was it. And that was it's 4 wires. Come with your own wires, and it's super easy. Everything is well labeled. I have a video out about it if you guys want to see it.
And the driver station wiring is simplified big time.
You make it so easy. It's two plugs, and your thing is right here.
I saw the picture of the back of Joe's with all those wires coming off, and I was like, oh man. But then you showed in the video and showed the wiring diagram. I'm like, oh, that's not crazy. Yeah. A lot of it is going to very short distances just to a driver station. Or just to
it's because you're basically taking the wires out of the CU to the box and then from the box back in, so they double up real quick, right?
Right. That's right. Well, yeah, it's just looking when you're showing that ABC and the 1, 2, 3 on the back. I was like, oh my god! And then when you showed where they're going, it's it's just going here and then going right back to the same place. It's
your 4 wires are basically just opening, and you're putting the device right smack in between.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you got to go there and back. So it's like
And trust me, you're gonna appreciate the way Alex does it for doing it's like 3 and then 4. You're
yeah,
not looking for like in and out. He didn't do in and out. You did a like next. Let's go next one, next one. So there's you work in a good rhythm, like 1 2 1 2 1 2 1
Yeah.
2. So I really really appreciated that.
Yeah,
Coming from a
great.
guy who builds machines all day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
So
sorry, you brought some products.
yeah,
Let's
yeah.
see 'em.
So just going back to what options are available. So there's a couple of individuals out there that came to me and said, "Yeah, well, I have a 4-lane track, but I want to have 4-lane analog option, right?" So the Ultra 4 is in the same case as the Ultra or the True
It's a
2.
nice
Everything's
case.
just built
It's
to
a
the
nice
same size, spec, everything. All the components are the same. Still has the same. Where's the camera? You know,
oh yeah,
letters and numbers. We got. I think the bottoms is just for track pieces, and then the top is for controller inputs and inputs from the control unit. But it's simple. It's got molded feet, so you can screw it to the top of your table, or you can mount it to the bottom and then just roll the cover like you had, right? So it's text is face up, and that's just strictly for 4-lane, 4-lane digital, just straight up controller or a Carrera digital 4-lane track, and then switching to true analog on the 4-lane side as well.
Yeah. That was the only modification that I had done was really like you said, I flipped it so I could put it against my table.
Yeah, yeah. And you
Take out
said
the
you actually
faceplate.
flipped the toggle switch too. Is that you had said that
Yeah,
you done
because
as well?
in my head, for some reason, seeing True 2 meant analog because that's the True 2 system. So
Right.
when I first hooked it up, I'm like, oh, this thing's not working. I'm like, oh, what did I do? And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, there you go. Yeah, flip it. So I took the button, I flipped it. That's just how my brain works. I
Yeah.
figured in Axle Box mode, it would be using. I have the text slot, but it would be using your Axle Box.
Yeah.
And then that's it. I mean,
that's actually a decent. I'm looking at this now. I'm thinking, oh yeah, maybe I'll just integrate that into it.
that's just how my messed up brain worked. I'm just like when I want a
it's
true.
it's logical. It's logical. It's good input. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. I mean, literally right now, that's the only like this box is working. I mean, we discussed a little bit about it right before the coming on, but I mean, everything works like a charm.
Yeah.
Last night up until in the morning, I have my CU off and I'm running my DeFalco controller, and I'm just like, I'm not wanting to go to bed. You know, it's one of those.
That happens easily.
Yeah, it's like.
I see a question here that just rolled in.
make it big so you can see what you're doing.
So your changers, there's a few different variations. You have your 2-lane or your 2 track section straights, and there's the X, there's the left to right, and the right to left. Those particular double straight sections already have lane isolation in terms of the wiring jumping underneath the tracks. Now the curved lane changers is how I refer to them. It's got one straight piece with a 1 R60, R160.
Yep.
Those 2 pieces, each one of them has a slight wiring modification that needs to be made. There is a piece of wire that is, I think they're just trying to share the load with the digital current and voltage side of things. So I have instructions on how to flip them over, take the covers off, and then you can just move the clips. So or you can trim them off. One way or another, it's the same. But you just need to isolate the left from the right lane just with some basic tools, pair of needle nose, or just by moving the clips from, say, left lane to right lane into just the left lane or just the right lane. It's simple, but it's one of the first questions I ask when people buy a kit. Do you have these parts? Yes or no? And I just say, here's a little bit of instruction that you need to follow through with before you turn everything on. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. And then power taps. Sorry, power taps is another thing. Yeah. So
That's what I got to switch on mine
Yeah.
because my power taps are shared. I need to isolate them.
Yeah, yeah. So you like with power taps, Carrera sells that kit that has the little copper pins on them. But if you were to label them 1, 2, 3, 4, install them from left to right, 1, 2, 3, 4. At the remote end, if you went 3, 4, 1, 2, the Carrera control unit wouldn't care because it's still positive and negative on each lane. The only way it would be upset is if you swapped 1 and 2 or 3 and 4.
Yeah.
But with the axle boxes, you have to make sure if you're starting at track piece 1 forward driving direction and your wires are 1, 2, 3, 4, where they connect to at the remote end, you have to keep into consideration the driving direction and 1, 2, 3, 4. If you have any crisscross, it's the equivalent of having a jumper from left to right lane. And one controller will still drive both cars in analog mode, which is obviously what you're trying to avoid.
Right.
Yeah,
Defeats the whole purpose.
exactly. Yeah, and there's been a few guys out there that have very complex jumpering systems, and we've many hours of troubleshooting.
Joe, I might have screwed up your audio when I switched to that other thing. I don't know if they got audio.
No, I'm here. No, I'm in. No, what it is because I logged in with my OBS camera, but that camera has to be on the scene, or else you won't hear my audio. I don't know why. There is an option for that, but anyways, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
There was another question there.
Yeah, we got this one.
Yeah.
Smart Race does the analog timing, so you point a cell phone, a Connect app, at the track, and you can do it. Right? That's how you do any analog timing with Smart Race. So yes, you can absolutely use Smart Race with analog.
Has anyone done a how-to on setup for that? I know yesterday there was that morning chat video where I think Lucifer was
and there's
struggling to get that to work. I think someone really needs to put together like a how-to to get that accurate, because even when I use it, I struggle because I put my phone right on top of the little Carrera gantry, and the cars are centimeters or inches from the camera, and sometimes they go by so bloody fast that it doesn't pick up that. Yeah.
I think probably Greg from Clearwater would be a great candidate.
Oh, Greg would be awesome to tell you. Yeah, Greg, can you chime in, Greg? And I think you should chime in your own series.
We're joking because Greg really struggled with it for a while. We've all been trying to help, but
yeah.
No, I'm due for it's on my list of videos that I want to make. I want to start a series, especially now that the new the major update came out, and it's already been a couple months, and we're taking it through its paces. And I'm using the championship mode. I always felt that like I couldn't really talk about Smart Race because I didn't actually go through all the settings. But now that I have, there's a couple things I haven't touched up on. Like I haven't done damages or stuff like that. I want to do a basic like how to into Smart Race. But the analog is pretty simple. The one thing that I think I could have sworn that when you jumped into analog mode, for some reason the Bluetooth automatically disconnected from the app, but that clearly wasn't the case. So you get double triggers, and I think a lot of people, this is what they're going to get confused with, is that if you get into analog mode, which means you have to get the Smart Race Connect app. I don't know why I'm showing my phone, but it would be on a separate phone. In that option, you click on analog mode, and the Smart Race will connect. And but the problem is if you don't unplug your Bluetooth, then the Bluetooth is still connected to the Smart Race. So you'll get a double trigger of the countdown, and the analog countdown is always delayed. It's a woman's voice versus a man's voice. And that can really confuse the system as to what's going on, because it's expecting the sensor and nothing's happening. But meanwhile, it's got another sensor that it's reading, and I think that's where a lot of skip laps can come into, because it's expecting two informations and it just jumbles it all up.
And you can just unplug the Bluetooth thing and then it's fine, right?
Oh yeah, as soon as as soon as you unplug it, everything. I've never had an issue after that.
I forgot about that. Because
but I think what was happening with Anders, his problem was he had the analog thing going on. He didn't have his Bluetooth. He unplugged his Bluetooth, and I think at that point you're better off to exit out of the app and then just reconnect, and then that way it's a fresh connect, and
Yeah, when in doubt, restart Smart Race. That's always my answer. Like it's kind of like when you call Apple support. It's like, is it plugged in? Like, first question you have, just yeah, just restart Smart Race. That solves a lot of my problems.
the Yeah, and then you're right, Vince. The problem is that you have to adjust. There are settings for the camera itself. Because my camera, I can tell you right off the bat, the biggest problem with having a cell phone camera that close is that when the cars come into frame, if there's not enough light, the camera will go in out. It'll try to focus, and as soon as it does that and allows different lighting, it triggers one of the sensors.
Yeah.
So you have to mess with the those sensor settings, and it's just trial and error. There's no. I remember someone was asking. I think was asking, "Oh, what are your settings?" I'm like, I can't tell. Like my settings have nothing to do with
different for everyone. Yeah.
Just and it's you just start at the top and work your way down, and that's it. And just pass your hand and pass a card and see what colors work well, and that's it. Slot Car Dudes in the house. How you doing? Thank you for being here. If we missed anybody? I thought I saw a question.
Yeah, there's
okay. Let's Slot Car.
We use a website service, a subscription called EV Mux. If you're on Discord, send me a message. I'll point you in the right direction.
Absolutely. Okay, Alex, that's your true 4. You can do 4 lanes. Can you do 8 lanes?
Yes, I have an 8-lane box. I have one assembled. There was a gentleman that was going to buy it and hasn't paid for it yet, so it's still been sitting on my workbench.
You gotta pay.
Gotta pay to play, yeah. But yeah, it's basically the same thing as this. It just has a third row of terminals for the other 4 lanes.
Oh, that's cool.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
What? So you're doing this to order? Like, do you build a bunch and then just wait?
Yeah,
to order,
most of the time it's to order. There are some things that I pre-assemble just because they're the popular things, and I'd want to be on top of it so I can get them out the door faster.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a drawer here just full of pre-printed boxes and just trying to be on top of it because there's definitely a season. There's a fabrication season. It's from September to May is usually the busiest time. In the summertime it cools down because everyone's on summer holidays and maybe Slot Cars kind of winds down a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's good. That's sorry guys, it's just Raul texting me. He's on his way to. I forgot he's leaving the country. No, he's on a business trip. So I forgot that's why he couldn't make it this Saturday. It's pretty awesome to hear the fact that like there is still there's a good market for this. Like people are interested, people are playing in the hobby because we don't have. I mean, unless you're unless you guys know more than me, there's no reports of like how many. Carrera is still in business, Scalextric is still in business, so we're thinking, okay, well, as long as these guys are still around, clearly they're making money, so people are still buying slot cars, so there's turnaround. But to hear it from you, like you're working out of your basement and you're just selling third-party options for people to play with their cars, it's like this is fantastic. So to hear that you have a season is also good.
Yeah. Just a busy season. It gets busier.
Oh man! And what other projects? Actually, I have a few pictures. What other
first,
projects
hold on before we move on from those true boxes. Big Oak wants to know what the price points for them are.
Oh, okay.
You want to share that?
So your standard box, I have an empty shell here. This is just the inner workings of a basic chipped lane box. So this box is $245 US. And it'll come with everything you see here. It'll be a color match lid with the e-stop. So if you have a big pile up on your track, you just smash that button and everything will come to a dead stop. And then this guy here, the Ultra 4.
So that first one's just the axle box. That's just a regular.
Yeah, this is what I just called the axle box. This is your
OG.
The OG. And then the Ultra 4, which is your digital 4-lane, true analog 4-lane. This used to be $375, but I've since down downgraded the price to $325 just to make it more, accessible. And there's not very many people out there that go 4-lane. Just the Carrera track takes an immense amount of space at a 4-lane setup. There you go. There's some sample colors.
Oh, sorry guys. This is why I like working in the studio. I just wanted to show the. This is why I like opening up the thing, but yeah, this is so unprofessional.
There we go.
So I just wanted to show what this is. All photos that are on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
And
So
that's how
those
people can
those
contact
are
you.
those are all of these are the remote modules for each driver to have at their station. So in this image here, the box on the right, the smaller boxes, just has the e-stop.
Okay.
And then the one on
There
the
you
left with the 2 extra holes, that has a push button it's a remote control for the pace car. So if you have a big track layout and, rather than getting the guy standing in front of the control unit to hit the pace car button, anyone can bring that pace car out.
That's cool.
And
Nice.
then the second button is the remote extension of the start stop button on the control unit. So if you're the race coordinator, but you're driving at a station that's 20 feet away from the control unit, you can start stop the races without having to walk. Do the Le Mans start thing from the control unit to your driver station.
Oh, sorry guys, the pictures came in sideways, but there you go. There's one. There's an orange one. That's for Big Oak. Big Oak's gonna want the orange one. And then
That's the Harley Davidson edition right there.
there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
And then I saw these, and I'm like, whoa, this is a cool organizer. Sorry, I'm just jumping in. I'm like, look at all the stuff he made.
Yeah. Those slot car kits are. I mean, when I saw the first one on YouTube, it was, man, it's about time someone started making these carrying cases.
Yeah, and then.
But then when I bought one, I got it home and I opened up the side pockets. It's like, oh man, these are terrible. They're terrible. These are like there was just they put a lot of thought into the drawer system, but the side pockets with like the stretchy textile finish is like, this is not okay. This needs a.
I have a review on the new Scale Auto boxes, but not on this one.
Is there something new out there? I haven't seen that.
Oh man,
it's funny how when you have a 3D printer and you start doing design stuff that like everything you see, you're like, oh, I can tweak that. Oh, that's not as good as it can be. And then the next thing you know, you're down a rabbit.
This thing I'm pretty proud of. It looks all of this stuff is just hand measured with a ruler, just trying to get the the fit and finish to get insert properly. And then from there, it's just I bought a couple of these little, where's my camera here, these little plastic containers, and you're taking a pair of calipers and measuring the diameter and trying to figure out how does everything fit.
Yeah.
So what those pictures that you saw there's probably 3 iterations of that before that just get printed, test fit everything. This doesn't work. You can't get this out. If you get it in, it's hard to get out. So adjusting the heights, adjusting the depths.
Yeah, a little tolerance.
There's a lot of work that goes into creating one of those things.
Yeah, for sure.
Guys, I want to take a second to get to our sponsor. Today's episode is sponsored by Axelbox. I want to, with Raul is here, I had a joke in mind, but he didn't show up, so it's ruined my joke. It's fine. Let's see here. There was one picture that I did not show. I don't know if you have it on you, and I think that's what got us actually talking. Was you created a custom power bank holder for your for that? For that box.
Yeah, I've got that right here actually. So this just fits in the bottom drawer on the left or the right hand side of that that Power Hobby. Is that what it's called? Power Hobby?
Yeah, it's a Power
carrying
Hobby
case. So it's just a drawer, and the inner workings aren't a secret. It's just a mess of wirings and solders. But there's a 3-cell LiPo battery from I think it's an airplane battery. It's not a hard case. It's a soft shell. But on the front, it has a little USB port. And then when you turn it on, you can see the screen there. There's a little power button built into it.
Do you not have dynamic view? Can we make them bigger?
I think this is just my iPad. It's got the very kind of fisheye lens on it. But you got USB A and C options. There you go. And then it displays the battery voltage as well. So as you're consuming power from it to charge your phone or whatever, you can actually see the discharge of the battery and just when to stop using it because the battery will have a cutoff voltage. And then the other switch operates these little banana jacks. So if you want to run a tire truer or a light or some sort of 12-volt light, you have the option to power something at your workstation along with charging your mobile device.
All off just that RC battery.
That's right. Yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah. And then when you're done with, like, this particular battery just has the balance port here, and that's how I charge it. I've got a little charger, a USB to balance port charger. So you don't have to pull the battery out. You just put it close to a wall outlet and give it a recharge.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Very cool. Yeah, it's just something that, like, the one place that we went to, everyone had their little pit area, but there was no receptacles, so everyone's like scrambling to charge their phone somewhere. I'm just gonna haul this out and see what kind of reaction.
See what happens.
And there you go. And you're like, yeah, sure, you can use mine. $2 a milliamp. Oh,
that's right. There was these little things too. I don't know if you got a picture of these. These are the little trays
those
that
I
I
didn't
made.
see. Those I didn't see.
So this just has a little, there's a tab here. It's hard to see, but you can see it has a little tab on the underside.
Yeah.
So sometimes the cars are hard to get in and out of those little sockets.
Yeah,
so I built this little thing. The car sits on top.
This little slide.
And then you can just pull the car out. And then, it's got the little supports to keep the wheels from touching the base. And that's
I may need to buy a full kit off you because there's somebody in our club who's selling exactly that box. And
so if you have a printer, or if you know someone that has a printer, on my Facebook group, all of these files are on there for just personal download. You don't have to pay me to buy a kit. You can just print them yourself.
That's Alex's way of saying, "Don't bug me. I'm not printing it for you."
I mean,
I was like, I can translate that.
It's more of a.
I've been there.
Take it upon yourself to change the colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
there's
I'm at the mercy of whatever my work has, so I'm just like, black it is. Black it is.
So I think I might have cut you off. I'm sorry, but we got to the price of the Ultra 4, but I don't think we got to True 2.
The True 2. So the True 2, it's a simpler box, and I think that one. I mean, I haven't set a price for it, but I don't think it's going to be more than $250 at the most. Like that. That's
cool,
and that'll be with the driver stations. The driver stations. I have some samples here.
Hey, West Coast, Taste Law Journal. Good to see you guys.
Yeah, the driver stations. The simplest one is the 3 posts and then a hole for. I guess Joe, you use yours for the XLR jack. Yeah, but the other option is to just put one of these e-stops in that hole, right? So if you're in analog mode, true analog mode, that e-stop will stop the car dead in its tracks. Or if you're in digital mode, or your digitized analog, or your emulated analog with the TextSlot or the Axle Box, this e-stop will still work in all 3 modes.
Yeah. The only reason I customized it like that was one, because my driver stations, I couldn't put them on the table.
Right.
Because I want to keep the 3-prong, because a lot of the times when you buy an analog controller, everybody comes with the 3-prong. So before I have time to sit there and solder and put an XLR on it, I'd like to be able to test it, just like I did with the Parma. The Parma, I'm like, I'm not going to make an XLR for a Parma, the 45 volt. But I didn't want accidentally somebody hitting a stop and then slamming their hand on the
on the
spikes.
Posts. Yeah.
And on top of that, because I put it sideways, what I didn't want is people bumping up against the e-stop and accidentally stopping the race.
That makes
sense.
I
will be because I have because my stops now are just for the digital. I will be installing one of these on the side of the table next to my CU. So when I'm in analog mode, there's one emergency stop, if you will, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
for a rider
Just
or
to,
something.
just to kill all. Yeah. Yeah.
And so okay, so the True 2, you're thinking no more than 250.
Yeah,
The
that's fully kitted, like two driver stations and the box.
oh, okay. Because you're pretty much able to do anything custom. Like if somebody wanted a different color box or something, like
Yeah, and sometimes we get, someone will say, I want this, but I also want this, this, and this, and it's just a matter of like small tweaks to the design to get those changes. Like nothing is impossible. Is kind of my motto. Is one person's idea could be 10 persons' wants,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
One person's idea becomes
So-
the next product line, right? Like your True 2 is you wanted to maintain the use of your tech slot, but rather than building a box that has all three built in it and you just interchanging it, we just found a workaround to keep what you had and just modify it.
Yeah.
So will the True 2 work if you don't have a axle box, or
Would it work? Yes, it would.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
would.
it'll just make from digital to true analog. You'll just skip
Basically,
the
yeah.
emulator.
It would just, it would work exactly the same.
That's cool.
It bypasses your well, it doesn't bypass anything. It goes directly to the track. So it's
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that it.
It's basically the same as I have an Ultra 2, which is basically this box just cut in half. So it would be the equivalent of that. Yeah,
Okay.
the True 2 is the one product that takes a digital track with an axle box or tech slot, and it gives you the True 2 on top of it. Whereas the Ultra 4 is you're just adding True 2 to a digital track. So it's the same. It would be the same box internally.
Yeah, because the Ultra has all three options.
It's the same. How do I put it? It's the same components, but it's just a different arrangement of wiring. That's how it works.
I got you.
No, but the functionality of the Ultra is that you can have full digital mode, emulated analog, and true analog all in one box.
That's this box. So if you want all three, so you started with digital and emulated.
Yes.
But you wanted true added to it.
Yes.
So that's the True 2 box.
Yeah.
And that would be, there isn't a 4-lane one yet, but if someone has a 4-lane digital, 4-lane emulated analog, to make a 4-lane true digital for that would just be an extra component inside. It hasn't been made yet, but it's an option that could be done.
Okay.
But this one, if you just have a straight up digital track and you want digital, emulated analog, and true analog, like installed tomorrow, then this box is the ticket for that. Rather than having an axle box, a 4-lane axle box, and a 4-lane true, like having two separate boxes, this is the unit that pushes all three into one. So this is the Ultra 4 2.0. This is basically the equivalent of.
You have a video out on that.
Yeah, it's two of these boxes plus this guy all rolled into one.
Yeah. The numbers on your products just mean how many lanes that you're running, right? Ultra 4 means 4 lanes, Ultra 8 is 8, and True 2 means it's because you're running on a 2-lane. It's very simple.
That's right. Yeah. So this one, if I can get it up close.
Yeah.
You'll full screen me here. So this one, it's the same. The pinout on the backside is exactly the same as this. So if you decided one day you had this and you wanted this, it's literally just pin for pin interchanging. There's no changes you'd have to make to your track. But the way that it works is when both switches are down, your digital being in the down position, you have digital, true digital. So it's just like 4-lane Carrera digital track, no alterations to your lane changers, your gantries, your position towers. It's as if you had made no changes to your track at all. And then as soon as you flick this switch up, You get digital analog. That's when these lights on the front come to life, and then you have the option to run your analog cars with your wired or wireless digital controllers. You can walk around the track and control your analog car as if it were a digital car. The only difference is no cars change lanes. You still have the option to control the speed of the cars using the Carrera control unit. You can, if you're racing with your kids, you can disable your lane, and then having all 3 of their lanes enabled, you can go to the control unit and say, I'm going to give them 10% power because they're going to crater these slotteds if I don't.
Yeah.
And then you just re-enable your lane. You have 100% power on yours. You set up your smart race to count 4 lanes analog. And then if you want to switch to true analog, you just flip this switch, and this switch bypasses the whole digital segment altogether. And then you have your 4 driver stations with your alligator clips or XLR jacks, and then you can run your analog cars with analog controllers.
And so that's the Ultra 4 for 4-lane. Is there an Ultra 2?
So the Ultra 2 of this it's basically the equivalent of this. It'll fit in a smaller box.
Yeah.
But there doesn't seem to be a huge. There hasn't been anyone that's come to me and said, I want to have all 3 in a 2-lane box.
Right. Okay.
Well, you've got it now, but you have 2 separate boxes.
Well, I want to get to
the science guy.
I think I think you answered Kevin's question, but we can clear that up because he was just saying starting from Carrera Digital 2-lane layout, but I have 60 plus analog cars. What axle box system is recommended? I'll put it back up there again. I mean, I think at this point, Alex can answer this. It's going to depend on what you want to use. Do you want to use, have you ever used the true analog controller? Or do you want to continue using your Carrera controllers, right?
The very first question I ask everybody is, what controllers do you have and what do you want to use for analog mode? That's like that's the first line. Mm-hmm. What controllers do you have?
The right one. Yeah.
And if they say, I have wireless or the wired Carrera ones, or they have Frankenslot, anything that's digital driven, and I say, is that what you want to use for analog mode? And 90% of people say yes, that's what I want. They don't want to go into the whole driver station resistive controller, getting into Difalcos or whatnot, right? They just want to use the stock controllers. This box is your ticket. It's the cheapest entry into getting your analog cars to work. It's the equivalent of chipping 5 to 6 cars in cost.
Yeah. And it's as easy as plugging in your track. There's no wiring to do. You do all the wiring. Yeah. Depending on the options, right? That you also.
Yeah. If you watch the installation video a few times, it takes about 60 to 90 minutes to install.
Yeah. And that's the wiring. That's if you want to wire it up yourself.
The wiring side. Yeah.
If not, it's as easy as plugging in just plugging in a track piece.
Yeah.
So I do want to say something about that, and I want something to attest to Alex's character for you guys who are either seeing him for the first time or seeing the face behind the boxes. I did come to Alex and say, hey, listen, I'd like a solution where I want a true system on my track, but I don't want to lose the emulator. And I was willing to sell the tech slot because it's no longer being supported and whatnot. And I said, I can sell the tech slot, and you can just, I'll take an Ultra 4. At the time, I didn't realize that was coming out. And Alex even said, he says, listen, I have the solution. He goes, but if the tech slot box is working, and which I love the tech slot box, he said, Alex told me, he goes, no, he goes, Joseph, the creator of tech slot box, did a great job. He goes, if you like your box, he goes, I'll just build you this solution instead. And, that says a lot. You could have easily, because, obviously now Whereas Carrera is sponsored by Axlebox. So I could have been like, hey, I'll get rid of tech slot. I'm going to do 100% Axlebox on my channel. And Alex was like, no, that's still a good product. You keep that, and I'll build you the solution. And then this is how the True 2 came about. So I just want to tell you guys that it's not about, and this, that's the human side of things. And I was so touched and moved by that you're like, no, keep what you have. Don't stress out. I'll build you a solution. There's no need to let's stress. I would have sold it and no problem. But the fact that you still wanted to respect and keep, what Joseph did, really, I thought that was you didn't have to do that. You can be like, yeah, let's go full axle box on the Rares Carrera, and you're like, no, like keep what you have.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so
Joseph's a great guy. I've talked to him numerous times on Facebook. The club that he's with, they needed a solution for the track that they have because they wanted to integrate a box that I'd built for their club, but they wanted to have this new feature where if someone hits an e-stop or a button, that they get a yellow flag voltage, so all the cars slow down to like 50% for a specific time frame. And so we're like, okay, how do we make this work in the box that you currently have? So we came up with this solution together, and then I printed the box and built all the hardware and sent it to them, and they just integrated it into the box that they currently had. And I haven't heard from them since, so they must be working fairly well.
Must be working.
Yeah.
No news is good news.
Yeah.
it's
It's just
So you created True 2 because Joe came to you with a problem?
I did.
Man, good for you. Good for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
I usually
creating
tell Joe,
problems where there are none.
Yeah, I tell when Joe comes to me with that stuff, I usually tell him to get lost.
Yeah. It's like a week of like, oh come on, Pete. Oh come on, Pete.
Like, yeah, it's possible, but no. Good for you.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
I think
a good
the one.
idea. I'm sure there's other people out there who want it, but
Well, it's because the one thing that
That's
people
just
were
it.
right, because there's a lot of people online who are like, hey, I want true analog, but I also want digital. Why can't I just put both CUs together? And you can't do that because you'll fry the.
Yeah, that question gets asked all the time, and there is a solution for that too, but it requires some soldering and some switches and.
Well, that's it.
Yeah.
And that was, I was trying to get that across in my video as well. That if you want to go true analog, even from the get-go, you have no choice but to learn about wiring and try to figure out stuff, and you're eventually going to hit a solder gun. But what's good about the True 2 is that there's no soldering. You can do the whole thing without soldering. You use the original clips that are already stuck to the Carrera, the double-sided clips, and you just cut a little bit, put a clamp on there, and which I only realized after. I'm like, oh, I got to solder this, I got to solder that, which I was happy to do because I just got a soldering gun for Christmas. But I realized after, I'm like, I could have saved myself a lot of work.
Yeah. Even like the driver stations, when I put the brass screws on, I usually include the crimps already attached to the bolts. So all you have to do is just stick your wire in and crimp it. You don't have to solder onto it. I try to deliver something that's as easy to install as possible, because I know the difficulties, and not everyone has a good soldering iron. Not everyone has a soldering iron at all. And some people are not comfortable with soldering to the point where they want to do it. So just give them something that's minimal effort.
Yeah.
The schematics and the instructions are basic.
Pliers and a screwdriver, guys. Pliers and a screwdriver.
Yeah, and that's huge too, because it's people. I know plenty of people who have a soldering iron, but if you don't have one that's a nice one that you can control the temperature, you can really easily get turned off of soldering. If you aren't using the right tool, that is one that I'm a big advocate for. Buy once, cry once on a soldering iron. But it's great that you don't even need that. Because I got turned off and was afraid of it for a long time because I was using like just the one that just plugs in and it's on. Just like whatever temperature it's on. And melted parts of my desk and all kinds of stuff because you put it down in the wrong spot. But that's cool that you can just use crimps.
For me, it's the flux. I didn't understand that you have to put flux and then the solder, so the solder sticks to the flux. And I'm like, what is this extra step? Because when I got introduced to it, the flux was already in the. I mean, I'm sure it's the most toxic thing in the world, but I'm just like, just melted, and you got to get that rhythm of just like melting it and just doing the. And I'm like, yeah, that's. And then I went to a buddy's place and I'm like, hey, can I use your soldering iron? I'm like, why isn't this working? He's like, you got to put flux. I'm like, I'm out. No, I ain't doing that messy stuff. So yeah, rerun racers. Just getting back, I think someone answered your question, but yes, absolutely, the axle box does exactly that. Allows you to run your analog cars without chipping, and it's definitely a cost saver. That's why I was interested in it in the first place. So basically, you can run
axle box. That is exactly
your standard one right here. It mounts to the side of your control unit.
I'm gonna go grab mine and just show you guys.
Oh, yeah, you've got one. Yeah. Yeah, there's a little hole in the bottom here. I'll try and show you the bottom. So the hole is where all the wiring comes out, and then these two holes here are just bolts that bolt it to the control unit.
Oh, that's cool. So everybody's asking about where to order them, and they're answering Facebook group. I think Joe, I'll ask Joe to put a link to that Facebook group or page on in the description. That way
Yeah.
you guys can come back to this video later and find it.
Yeah, I don't have a website. It's just the Facebook group. If you join it, and then just send me a direct message, and I try and keep everyone's conversations on the side so that everyone within the group isn't being bombarded with messages in the main chat. So there you go. So that's
what I think you guys also don't realize too is that if you, because Alex, the option is that they can just buy the box and wire it themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but if not, you will attach it complete, and the kit will come like this.
Correct. Yeah, I buy a brand new control unit, and I do all the work, all the soldering, the attachment, and then I just put it in a great big box and ship it to you directly. And that way, all you have to do is just connect it to your track, and you're good to go.
And I think even for myself, that was the most confusing thing, because I'm like, "What? That's a lot of money for just a little box. I don't understand why it's so expensive." But it's because you're getting a whole new CU.
Yeah.
Right. So either you can send your CU to Alex, or if he has an extra one, and then you have two CUs, which saved me.
Depending where you're from.
Yeah. Well, that's true too. Right?
It's more cost effective to just for me to buy it, because the shipping across the border, especially like these days, if you send a CU to me, they don't care if I'm sending it back to you. They're still going to charge me duties to receive it, and I'll charge you duties to receive it back. So depending where you're from, it's actually more cost effective for me to just buy it and send it to you, and then you have a spare, or you can sell the one you currently have, keep it as a working spare.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So there you go, Rerun. And I think you guys would definitely benefit from that.
I see another question from Rerun as well.
About cars. Yeah, it's all analog cars. Any analog car.
Anything. Yeah, the polarity is all the same across the board.
Yeah. I mean, analog, it's any car. It's also Carrera cars that are just not chipped. Any car that has no digital chip.
Your Evolution Carrera cars are polarities the same as Skeletrix, NSR, anything. It's all the same.
And if you really wanted, you could just flip the polarity switch on your digital car and have an analog race if you wanted to do that.
Yeah.
How much...
With the
CU to the US. I think you guys should probably hook up. If you want to answer, but I mean, I think it's probably best because
if there's anybody that doesn't have Facebook, there is the odd, person that I talk to that just contacts me through email, and I don't want to share my email through the video here, but if you know someone that is on Facebook, get them to reach out to me with your email, and then we'll discuss via email, your personal mailing address, your email. We'll talk about what kind of product you're looking for. The control units, if you're looking for, who was it asking? Kevin, how much with the CU to USA? The control units for me kind of vary depending on where I buy them, but I don't charge a markup on the control units. It's just whatever the cost is to me.
Yeah.
I just buy the control unit and just roll that cost into the cost of the box. There was a time where I charged $30 Canadian bucks to do the wiring, because it is 90 minutes of my time to get it all working. But
sorry, the Facebook group, it's called Axlebox Group. I forgot again.
It's the Axlebox homepage. Yeah.
I'm gonna put it in the chat, guys. If you want to check out Alex, because you don't have a website, you just have a.
We should put it in the description too afterwards.
Yeah. I was my bad to do that. There you go. They'll even run Carrera Go. Yeah, you can. I mean, if you can get your HO cars, you can throw HO cars. That's the first thing I did.
Yeah, I think HO is the opposite polarity, if I'm not mistaken. I thought HO was.
I got mine to run.
Well, maybe it does work. I've never tried it. I haven't tried it myself.
It's been a long time. That was the first cars I got one to run. I did like 3 laps with it, and I'm like, no, I don't. That was fun for 5 minutes, and then I put it away. Yeah. But the Carrera Go cars will definitely run on the 132.
Yeah.
You're not going to make a digital HO track, Joe? Big Oak wants to know why you haven't joined us. I knew that would get you. Big Oak wants to know why you haven't joined us on SlotSync. You should come join us on SlotSync. That's our plug. I didn't want to do it, but
Yeah,
Big
thank
Oak
you.
is a comment. I got to say,
I'll
yeah,
look
yeah.
into it. It's maybe you guys can describe it to me outside of the video
Yeah,
here,
for
but
sure.
to my understanding, it's like everyone builds their own track that's similar to everyone else's, and you guys have some like a web-based.
Oh, we'll explain it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
doesn't
ahead,
even
sorry, I
have to
didn't cut you
be
off.
similar. I mean, it can be whatever track you have. You just
Okay.
plug it into the system, and it figures out your difficulty and lap length and spits out a race length to do. You do it, and then you plug it in, and it compares it to everybody else. So it kind of level
Okay.
sets everybody's track, no matter how long they are. It's
Interesting.
It's fun, and we got a good group going. So
Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of people would love to race you, Alex.
Yeah.
it's true. And you can do it analog or digital.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go.
The only thing is you have to use Smart Race. That's it. That's the
Yeah.
only
Yes.
Okay.
requirement.
Smart Race
Oh.
and Carrera Track.
And Carrera Track, yeah, that's.
Yeah. All right.
Hokar's just flipped the rear axle. Oh, smart Kirby.
There you go.
But I got mine to work on the Carrera. I almost
It
feel
just
like,
ran backwards.
but it didn't run back. So you're saying the polarity on HO is the same polarity as Carrera Digital?
I think so.
I don't know.
Don't quote me on that, but I think it is. To my understanding, I thought HO was negative polarity, but I
Okay.
could be wrong.
I could have sworn that when the first time when I had the text out, the first thing I did was I took out a HO car, threw it on there, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, awesome!" And then I'm like, "This is boring," and then I just
Yeah.
left it in. No, no disrespect to the HO guys who are still doing it. Of course, I never got the nostalgia
You
of
just
it.
real disrespected them, Joe.
It's
That's
boring
bad
for me. It's boring for me. And then it's like watching ants on my big track. If I had a HO track, it'd be a different story. Because, dude, Pete, I love your the track you built, and now it's at your dad's place. Alex, are you able to talk about the project you're working on now?
For my
Involving
track,
wood
my
and slot
wood track,
Yeah.
I can talk about it. Yeah. It's no secret. So like yourself, I didn't realize you were tinkering with microprocessing devices, Arduinos and whatnot. But I've been toying with it for about a year now, and actually I've got my prototype box here. This is potentially, I think I need more ports, but I've got these DB9 ports on the one side, and my control devices on the front. So this box is going to be the brains of my wood track. And I mean, where do I start? I have most wood tracks have the start finish line where the photo eye sees the car pass through. That's like your basic wood track timing system. But what I've put together on my track is this pit lane. Now the wood track pit lanes have already existed. Everyone's found a solution to create like a pit area where you have to get fuel for an analog car. But I have a physical 3D printed switching gate, kind of like the Carrera lane changers, right? Well, at the push of a button, I don't have the driver stations here, but at a push of the small red button, each driver will be able to change the position of their 3D printed gate so that the car physically goes to a separate part of the track for a fuel stop.
So cool.
With the same photo eye that you would use to measure the lap times, in my pit area, I have a 3-foot space where if you cross one photo eye, the processor will say, okay, lane 1 is in the pit. And I don't have a sample here, but I have a little LED strip that has 8 separate lights. So when you cross that first photo eye, each light will incrementally start to illuminate again, and it'll change color. It'll be red if it's 2 lights. They'll all turn yellow if there's 5 or less, and then green if it's all the way up to the 8th light. And then when you exit the pit, that next photo eye will say, okay, car one has left the pit. So if you leave before it's full, you only get like a splash and dash, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you re-enter the driving, like the track system lane. So that's my kind of, it's like blending the digital side by having a separate pit lane and having like a visual aid to show fuel that's at your station, not just on the TV display, right? Like I haven't tinkered with these analog race softwares yet to know what their capability is, but I wanted something where I could just not even rely on the software and just have
that's cool.
like a mobile track that you don't even need to bring a TV for, right? You could set it up somewhere and people could still run a fuel-based race without having to have like a computer actually present.
But
like
you
the
have on your
version of
track.
what I did on my HO, because I didn't have a switch, but same idea with the sensors. Where there's one to enter, one to exit.
But you have you have a pit lane for each lane, or is it one pit lane that all the cars go into?
It's because it's analog, it's a pit area that has 4 separate lanes.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's so
because unless because then you would have to use, if you wanted those cars to be on the same lane, then you would have to use something like an oxygen system.
Yes. Yeah.
Interesting.
And then on that same track, so your fuel range is variable. So I've got a little screen here. It kind of looks like a clock radio screen.
Mm-hmm.
So at the push of a button, it'll start flashing, and I can adjust the maximum lappage per full tank. Push it again, and it locks that number. And so if I want to do an endurance race where we're running 20-minute races or whatever, I can say maximum of 20 laps before you need to fuel up.
That's for analog.
Or if I want to disable it at all, I can just flick a switch and the fuel system is disabled altogether. You don't have to worry about.
That's like a race management software built into a microcontroller.
Into a box.
Impressive.
Yeah. And the lane, so each lane goes through a relay module, and if you run your car dry, your lane will stop. Your car will be dead on track.
No.
And that's
I had my HO set up where it like flickered the relay, so like your car just stutters. The whole thing.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah,
I mean, if we run a
when
club
you run out of
race,
fuel, you just hear that relay going click, 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 click. So it's like you're racing, and you're like, oh, somebody's out of fuel.
Yeah.
I can't hear myself think that thing's going.
I mean, you can implement like a buzzer. They have a buzzer built into here. So if,
cool.
if someone runs out of fuel,
I like the click though, because that would sound like a jalopy running out of gas, like down the street. So
it sounds like the electronics are going to burn up. That's really what it sounds like.
I mean, these relays are a bit. It's like a proper Arduino style relay system. It's not like a heavy mechanical relay, so it probably wouldn't make too much noise if it were chattering. But yeah, it's kind of a standalone race management box.
That's cool. That's very cool.
Yeah, it's still a work in progress, but I have the track lane system working now, so the controllers, the car can cycle through the lane or the track system now. I just need to implement the computer controlled stuff now.
So
That's funny. It's like the opposite journey that I think, because I had my HO track and I added everything I possibly could to make it close to digital, and then I was like, okay, that's I hit my limit. I never thought about doing the lane changer. That would have been good, but then I was like, oh, you know what's easier is buying a Carrera Digital. So I went the other way. But I like the idea that it's self-contained, because mine was not. You still need a laptop and a TV and all that stuff, because then you could just show up at your car show, your collector car thing, and just plop that thing down, hook it up to power, and you're good. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So Alex, are you going to be like a solution specialist now, and the people can come to you and be like, I got this idea.
Yeah, I'm open to all possibilities, because really,
for you, Joe,
ideas are like, hey, you know what, I like that. Like Joe from TechSlot, his yellow flag system. It's like, dude, this is That's awesome. You just
That's
push
a
a
good
button,
idea.
and we use these buttons for like a arcade, and this is what's on his track. So you push a yellow button for a yellow flag,
Oh, nice.
right?
These arcade buttons are awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
it gives you that satisfaction of that arcade button smash, right?
I thought they looked familiar on your video. I was like, those look just like the for my game was Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
That's like the
There
I
you
had
go.
to do the arcade buttons on my. This is a
Yeah.
Smart Race Command Center, but
Nice.
same, like the colorful buttons make it
Yeah.
even more fun.
Give you clear indication on what the button's for without having to read the text. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I think
cool. Controlling the voltage though. That's pretty genius.
Yeah. Yeah, he has it's called a DC buck device. So it takes the input
Right.
voltage and it just steps it down to something less on the outside or the other side of the device. So you push that button and whatever input voltage you can control the output. And I think with most of these modern digital analog controllers that have like circuit boards in them, there's a minimum voltage that those controllers need. So you just need
Still
to be
work
slightly above that.
just above that. That's cool.
so. So we got a good question here from West Coast, Alex. How do I get better at racing?
Yeah, you're assuming with all this knowledge I have that I'm a decent racer.
It comes with the territory.
I've said that too. I was like, no, I work on these projects because I'm not good at racing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, nobody would watch me.
There's a number of guys in our local club that are fast guys, and they just toy with tires and weight, distribution of weight. Yeah,
It's wild.
there's people out on the YouTube that know how to tune far better than I do. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
second place is first place for me.
Yeah.
If I can get second place, I'm a happy guy.
If I get to the end of the race, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly.
And my car still works.
Yeah.
Tuesday nights, it's like Jen asked me, she's like, "Are you last?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "Good for you."
Good for you.
I'm not last.
Yeah.
It's like when I have all my buddies over, and usually the wife and kid go stay at mom's house, so I'll have like 8 or 10 guys over, and the next morning they'll come home and they'll be like, "Oh, so how'd you do?" I was like, "Oh, dead last." Like these guys don't even race slot cars, but I'm so worried about everything else going on that I deslot every corner. It's awful.
No, I get you, man. All right. So, are there anything? This is probably like a redundant question, but is there anything new on your table? Is there anything you're thinking, or you're just focusing on your analog track? Right now?
That's the primary focus when I have some free time. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, we're already pushing half an hour normal or over limit. I'm sure everyone wants to get back to their Valentine's Day weekend for whatever reason. I know I got to make breakfast now. So just to recap, if you guys are interested at all in using boutique style cars like Slottits or Revo slots, and you need a solution, but you don't want to get rid of your Carrera track, Alex builds these solutions so you can switch over to analog mode with very minimal installation or time process. Contact Alex through his Facebook page or if you know him through his email, if you know somebody on the page. That way there's no there's no cross information here on the live. And is there any other way that's how they contact you, right? Through the Facebook?
Yeah, that's it's easy for me just to have one channel, one avenue where people reach out to me. I saw a message earlier about someone asking if I was on the Discord.
Yes, Brian.
I don't even know what that is, and as much as I'm sure it would be a helpful tool for people to reach out to me, it's a time thing for me. I have a specific time where I work at the bench, specific times a day where I contact and reach out to people. But to have more than one avenue, I'm just concerned that I'll forget about somebody. And
rerun. Just look up Axelbox homepage. Yeah. Axelbox on the homepage and on Facebook, and you'll find it. You'll see this logo, and that's what. Yeah, Clearwater boutique style, meaning custom.
Yeah, if anyone has, color preferences, if they want something different, it's not a great deal of work on my end to custom make things.
Absolutely. Well,
Very
Alex,
cool.
thank you so much for your time. I know it's you're 2 hours behind us, so that means you were up at 7 to be with us. So I appreciate that because
I was up
I don't like
earlier
being up at night.
than you'd think. I have a young son who doesn't hesitate to get up whenever he wakes up. So
Right on. Awesome. So Pete, have yourself a good weekend. Alex, have yourself a great weekend. Everyone in the chat, have yourselves a great weekend. Guys, thank you so much for being here. If we missed anybody in the chat, like always, we apologize. And for those of you who are on Facebook trying to comment, we don't see them on here for some reason. So you have to come and log on to YouTube. I'll try to square that out later. Guys, have yourselves a great weekend. Be kind to yourself, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.
see you, everyone.